Go ahead and screenshot your ingredients for the clam chowder and let's get cooking. This is optional for the clam chowder. I had some shrimp shells in the freezer, so I decided to saute them with some celery trimmings, onions, thyme, and a couple of garlic cloves. I'm gonna fortify the clam juice even more, make it like a seafood, quick style seafood stock. This is optional. So I have 4 of these bottles of clam juice. I'm going to use it to deglaze the shrimp shells for the stock. It's about 32 ounces total. I strain the stock. We got our clam meat, bacon, onions, celery, potatoes, and flour, and some heavy cream. We can put it together. Place your clam juice into a pot and you want to bring it up to simmer. Always keep it at a simmer, never bring it to a boil, because you're going to add your potatoes to your clam juice and you don't want to bring it to a boil. You boil the hell out of your potatoes, they're gonna fall apart. Another pot, you want to start your sliced bacon. This is 6 pieces. Cut it any way you want and you start to cook it down. At the same time, you want to check on your potatoes and you want to cook them to the point where they're easy to pierce with a knife without using any force. So always keep it on a simmer and check back with your bacon. Your bacon's starting to get some color and the fat's being rendered out. That's a good sign. We're going to use the bacon fat, so you want to keep all that flavor in the pot. Onions, celery, cook your mixture on medium heat until the onions are nice and translucent. When they're nice and translucent, we can go ahead and add the flour. The thickness or the consistency of your chowder is up to you. I use 2/3 cup flour. If you want a thinner consistency, you cut back on the flour. If you want a thicker consistency, you can up the flour to about 1/2 cup. Add your cream. Cook it into your mixture. And you can see almost instantly the flour starts to thicken the cream and it's starting to get nice and smooth. At this point the potatoes are done, so we can add the stock in stages, maybe like 2 or 3 times, stirring constantly, letting the flour thicken up the liquid. After the second addition, you can see it starting to thicken again. We can add the potatoes and the rest of the stock to our chowder. Let that combine very well. Bring it up to another simmer. When doing this step, you want to keep your fire at a nice simmer. At this point, lastly, we can add our cooked clam meat. You don't want to add the clam meat too early because you don't want the clam meat to be tough and rubbery. This is pretty much the consistency I'm looking for, what I like. I like my chowder on the thick side. So check out the consistency, make sure you're happy with it. We got these at a local bakery, Neaters. $1.50 for each bread bowl, but they come like this. So you have to hollow them out on your own. Hollow out the inside like that. You can save this for breadcrumbs later or whatever. And you hollow them out yourself like that. Be sure when hollowing out the center, don't stab or pierce the sides or the bottom, or your soup will leak. So just be careful when doing this process. At this point, it's pretty much ready to fill. You can toast it in the oven, or you can serve it as is. We toasted ours in the oven 350 for about 15 minutes. We can go ahead and fill it up. Before you fill it up, make sure you taste it again and adjust your seasonings. Add more salt and pepper if you need to, and you can basically fill it up. Top off your bread bowl with as much chowder as it'll take. Garnish it with black pepper and chives, optional. And that's our final product. Clam chowder my way in a sourdough bread bowl. If you like what you see and enjoy this content, make sure you stick with me for more cooking adventures. And like, subscribe, and follow. Mahalo.